Imagine you wake up one morning not to a calm sunrise, but in the midst of the storm of life, you face a heavy and heartbreaking challenge, caring for a loved one in the final days of their life. Your soul is torn between family obligations, work pressures, and long-neglected personal needs. This is not only a physical battle, but also a spiritual battle, a confrontation with the deepest human difficulties. In the moment, everything seems to fall apart, when every ray of hope seems to have disappeared. The darkness of challenge covers our souls, pushing our thoughts and emotions to the edge of impatience. When the darkness of life envelops you, let the life philosophies of Marcus Aurelius be a beacon that illuminates the dark path you are on today. Let's learn about 10 Stoic rules for a better life, the lessons that Marcus Aurelius lived and demonstrated during his thorny life as emperor. These rules are not only profound teachings, they are also principles of life that help us overcome difficulties. Join us to discover how to apply the 10 rules from the book, his meditations into daily life, so that each of us can become stronger in the face of life's storms and wise in every decision. Another path is always open. Please commit to accompanying us on this journey, because each rule is to nurture your growth and cultivate your soul for a better life. Rule number 1. Another path is always open. Are you an art lover? Imagine you are an artist who has spent years building your career. One day, the project in which you have invested all your enthusiasm and resources suddenly encounters a serious failure. The key partner withdraws, funding freezes, and your project seems unviable. In that moment of despair, everything seems to fall apart, and you begin to doubt your abilities and self-worth. But dear friends, instead of surrendering to circumstances, remember the advice of Marcus Aurelius. There is always another path open. Yes, a road may be closed. Yes, it's possible to close a door. You can still find many roads and doors to explore, though. We are always told that each problem is not the end, but a chance to be creative and find new ways to solve problems. Marcus Aurelius knew what it was like to be under a lot of pressure and be responsible. His life and actions were based on the idea that all problems can be fixed. When someone tries to stop you, get in the way, or take over your life, they can't stop you because you're determined and can see things from different points of view. So don't just sit there and complain when the door shuts behind you. Open your eyes, find new routes for yourself, or even make them. This not only helps us get through tough times, but it also makes us more flexible and able to adjust. Good traits for someone who wants to be silent. The lesson here isn't just to keep going. It's also to understand that every problem brings a lot of chances. By keeping a positive attitude and looking for a way out, we can not only get through hard times, but we can also grow spiritually and intellectually by learning this rule. I want you to open more doors for yourself so that you never give up and always look for what you want. Do not give up. Always shoot for the light of true freedom and understanding. Number 2, you should be strict with yourself. Have you ever thought about why some people do well in life and grow quickly while others don't? The secret is not in their natural skill or luck, but in how they live their lives. That's what makes people who are strict with themselves different from people who always let themselves off the hook. We all know Elon Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. Elon Musk is very strict with himself. The fact that he has a very strict work plan shows this. At least 8,100 hours a week he works. He also had a strict way of running the business and was involved in every part of it, from engineering to product creation. We not only strengthen our willpower when we are strict with ourselves, but we also become more aware of our bad habits and learn how to get rid of them. His book, Meditations, written by Marcus Aurelius, showed us that every day is a chance to be the best version of ourselves. This open place for stillness helps us connect with our deepest selves and find happiness in the simplicity and truth of life by teaching us self-control and responsibility. Bear in mind that being strict with yourself is not a sprint to the finish line, but a long, steady process. You can find and reach your full ability in a step-by-step way. At the same time, it's the process of learning to love and accept yourself no matter what, by following what Marcus Aurelius taught. Real freedom and happiness can't be found anywhere else. They are inside us, in the choices we make every day about how to live and push ourselves. So say something, to show that I'm committed to growth, knowledge, and finally freedom. I'm strict with myself. Third rule. Get rid of your stress during the COVID-19 outbreak. We can look back on our lives with less stress and worry. You won't have to rush to catch the early train, get stuck in traffic, or stress out about getting ready for big plans. You might think our minds will be more at ease when we don't have as many things to worry about, but things are not like that. We know that worry isn't just caused by everyday things like work or small problems. There it is also, hidden in our inner thoughts, hopes, and dreams. We have a better understanding of what worry is and how to deal with it now that the pandemic is over. What's important is not how we say it. Things that bother me or make me feel bad. Anxiety is just a shadow we cast on ourselves. It comes from having a mind that is stuck between what was and what could be. Marcus Aurelius told us to remain in the present moment when we feel anxious and not let our thoughts wander to worries about the future or unfinished business from the past. So when you feel anxious, ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, then just know that it's how things are. Something to learn and get better at. If so, don't think twice about what to do. Don't let fear and worry get in the way of your judgment. Besides that, he told us to enjoy every moment and step of our journey through life. Then we'll understand that many of the things we fear don't come true, and that real problems are usually a lot smaller than our worries. When we learn to see things through the lens of reason, our mind is the most powerful tool we have to deal with worry. After that, there will be peace and happiness. It's not just a rule of life to let go of fear. We give it to ourselves as a gift. Fourth rule. Put people ahead of things. This is from the life of Marcus Aurelius. And there are many stories that I really respect. One of his stories, though, really moved me during the Antonine Plague, when Rome was in a lot of pain and trouble. Marcus Aurelius showed that he was a good leader with a lot of heart. Instead of living in luxury by himself, he chose to sell valuable royal items like jewels, robes, and jewelry right on the lawn in front of the castle. This act isn't just about giving up nice things, it's also a strong message of being humble and ready to share the load with the people. As Marcus Aurelius showed, real leadership doesn't put itself first. It always puts the needs of the people first, even when things are hard. Marcus Aurelius was extremely smart and also very kind when he ran his kingdom. In everything we do and choose, he taught us, we are part of a bigger group called humanity. But how do we go about this? Show that you understand and have care. Think of everyone you meet as a member of your family you're a part of. Not only are you being kind when you put other people's needs before your own, but you are also connecting deeply with the world around you. Remember that kindness and understanding are the keys to peace and happiness in all of your relationships, not only in personal relationships, but also in work interactions. Being kind to coworkers, customers, and even strangers will not only make the workplace a better place to be, but it will also help make the world a better place to live. But putting other people before yourself doesn't mean you forget how valuable you are or what you want. It's important to find a good mix between helping other people and taking care of your own self-esteem and growth. Marcus Aurelius said that following this rule is not only the right thing to do, but also a way to live. A way to find peace and unity in your own life and with other people. We don't live for ourselves alone. We live for everyone else too. Fifth rule. Do it one step at a time. Allow us to imagine that you are beginning to learn a new language, say Spanish. Images and sounds are just a few of the useful things that introduce you to this language. But the question is, what steps do you need to take to begin this process? Set a clear goal. like being able to communicate simply every week for 6 months. Then take one step at a time. Take the time to learn new words and correct spelling. You should use apps to learn Spanish every day, even if you only have a short time. Don't forget to enjoy learning. When you understand a new word or phrase, watch a movie in Spanish without subtitles or join an online group to learn Spanish. Think of it as a small pleasure on your way. Look at your work. Look at your work. You'll probably make mistakes every month, but that's what makes them valuable. They let you learn. Stoicism tells us that every problem is a chance to get better. Go over what you've learned and make some new, small goals. Taking one step at a time isn't just a way to solve problems. It's also about taking care of our minds and learning to be happy with small steps forward. About being happy with the process as well as the result. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't wait for perfection. Be happy with even the smallest step forward and think of the result as a small thing." This is a lesson in being patient and not giving up. There are two important traits in Stoicism. In every step. Think about and re-evaluate your process. Ask yourself, how am I doing? What could be done better? Not only does this help us keep going forward, but it also helps us grow in all areas of our lives. Do not forget that we do not need to run quickly. We only need to keep going. That's why you should like this video if you want to learn how to do it step by step at work and in real life. Rule 6. Don't get mad at other people. Our life is what our thoughts make it, Marcus Aurelius said. No doubt about it. When we let anger take over our thoughts, we let this bad feeling run our lives. The light of truth can't get through anger because it clouds reason. Not only does it hurt our minds, but it also hurts our bodies. If you hold on to anger, for example, every day at work will be hard because you will have to deal with rude co-workers and a stressful workplace. You will also feel physically and mentally tired as the days go on. Instead, if you can learn to accept and forget, the workplace will be kinder, and you will be free to do your best work. But keep in mind that forgiving someone does not mean you agree with what they did wrong. However, the process of breaking free from the chains of anger, it's a choice for your own peace of mind, not for the person who hurt you. You don't forget when you forgive someone. To accept the truth and move on with past is what it means. We know great leaders who did amazing things, like Nelson Mandela. But Nelson Mandela was unique because, even though he had been locked up for 27 years under apartheid, he had almost no suspicion or hate of other people. He thinks that reconciliation is one of the most important ways to heal the scars that were caused by years of painful racism. With Stoicism, we learn both how to live and how to let go. We make room for peace and unity when we let go of our anger. Remember that you always have a choice when you are angry. Don't stop planting the seeds of anger, or pick a road that makes you feel good. Not only do you free yourself, but you also gain a better knowledge of yourself and the world around you when you stop resenting other people. That is a strong step toward peace and knowledge. Marcus Aurelius tried to live by Stoicism, which says, Rule number 7, a job well started is a job half done. Marcus Aurelius gets ready for the day better than you do. I believe that because each step he took to get out of bed in the early mornings woke up both his body and his soul. Alexander the Great. He didn't have to get up early because he was king. He could stay up late without worrying about what would happen right away. No one would blame him for being late, and his pay would go down when dawn came. Marcus Aurelius was ready for anything. He had a clear head and a ready heart. He sees getting up early as more than just a habit. It's a spiritual routine that helps him work on his discipline and willpower in the quiet of the early morning. He paid attention to the voice of reason and got his soul ready to face the difficulties of life with calm and determination. Get up early and spend some time in the quiet of the morning exploring. This is a great time to relax, think, or just observe yourself. You can also write down your ideas, feelings, or goals for the day in a journal. This helps you organize your thoughts and keep your attention on what's important. In the case of rule number 7, this is not only a concept, but also a way of life. It's about understanding that every dawn is not only the start of a new day, but also a chance to remember and put into practice the values of Stoic philosophy as we keep trying to get better. Get close. Say something if you're ready to get up early like Marcus Aurelius did. I'm ready to get up early to let us know how determined you are. 8th rule, do not forget these words. Marcus Aurelius's lessons have become a constant source of motivation for all of us. We learn how to build and grow a useful and peaceful life through these lessons. In Rule 8, I'm going to go over 3 important themes that will help you live a better, more satisfying life. First, a love and fate story with more farts. More farty is a call to not only accept your fate, but to welcome it. For a Stoic, everything that happens in life, good or bad, is seen as an important part of it. You should love and treasure every moment because each one has its own value and helps you grow as a person. Second, what you do for other people in life is more important than what happens to you. Even though we can't always choose what happens to us, we can always choose how to respond. Use every chance you get to make a good difference in the lives of those around you. By doing this, we start a chain of good things happening in the community. Finally, memento mori means remembering death. The idea of memento mori is not a sad one. It's just a warning that life is uncertain and has limits. Don't forget that everything ends. So, we become humble and focus on living a worthwhile life instead of wasting time on things that don't matter. As we start our journey based on the Stoic view of life, we can face life's problems better if we use these 3 mantras. They will also help us see the world around us in a new way. We learn to be thankful for everything, handle every situation with grace, and always keep in mind that each moment is valuable. Rule 9. Think about it. Is this important? We get caught up in all the work we have to do. Are you busy? I'm busy, but please wait a minute. Marcus Aurelius tells us to think about how much of the daily things we do really add value. Not only is this a simple question, but it also makes us think deeply about what is important and helps us focus on that. A lot of the things we do or say every day don't really matter, as Marcus Aurelius said. A lot of the time, we get work because other people want us to, or because it's the norm. The question is this important helps us figure out which jobs and decisions need to be prioritized, which gets rid of distractions that aren't necessary. Letting go of jobs that aren't important not only makes your life easier, but it also helps you focus on things that are important. This not only makes you better at your job, but it also makes you happy and satisfied in your personal life. Stoicism tells us that time is the most valuable thing a person has. What if you knew you were going to die tomorrow? Will you keep doing things that don't matter? This question makes us think about our values and goals again. By getting rid of useless tasks, we can live each day with meaning and purpose. We not only have more time, but we also feel calmer. This shows the Stoic way of thinking, which says that the main goals should be mental freedom and peace. So always ask yourself, is this essential in every situation? Is this important in every thought, from daily tasks to life-changing decisions? In this way, you will slowly come to understand that the things you once thought were important are not as important as you thought. Rule 10. Accept that things change in the world of Stoic philosophy. It is not only a necessary part of life, but change is also what it is. Marcus Aurelius said that everything that happens either happens because you are wired to handle it, or because you are not wired to handle it. There are changes all the time in the world, which is a sign of life. We should not fight or be afraid of change. Instead, we should accept and welcome it as a part of our journey to become better people. When bad things happen out of the blue, don't see them as problems. Instead, See them as chances to train yourself to learn more and find your inner power. We have to get out of our comfort zones when things change. As a result, it makes us more patient, kind, and wise. Stoicism is more than just learning to deal with change. It's also about learning to see the good in every change. When we understand that change is a natural part of things, we can not only easily adapt to our surroundings, but we also find inner peace and strength. This helps us see every task as an opportunity to grow as a person. We have spent a lot of time reading the 10 rules for a better life. Every rule Marcus Aurelius gave us is not just advice, but also a way of life that helps us deal with problems, according to what he taught us. Have fun and treasure every moment of your life. Don't forget that Stoicism isn't just something to think about, it's also something to do. We learned that the most important things for a happy and useful life are to control our emotions, think positively, and live with a purpose. By following these rules in our daily lives, we not only improve ourselves, but we also make the world a better place. If you think what was said today is helpful, please click like and share this movie to get the word out. Please say what you think about the rule that strikes you as the most important. I'm going to make my life better so we can see how determined you are. Don't forget to subscribe to the station when you use these ideas in real life. To share the newest material from us both, we will keep going on our journey of growth and self-discovery. Think about the book and add. Explain what Stoicism is and how it works in a few words. Talk about why you want to take the 30-day Stoicism challenge, day 1 to 10. Learn about the Stoic way of life. Learn about the main ideas of Stoicism, such as focused on what we can control, accepting that outside events change, and being good. Think about how hard it was at first to follow Stoic ideals in everyday life. Check out methods like negative visualization and making yourself uncomfortable on purpose. Day 11 to 20. Building strength and inner peace. How do Stoic practices affect your ability to bounce back from setbacks and your mental health? Talk about times when you dealt with problems using a Stoic approach, seeing them as chances to grow. Think about times when you were calm and happy because you weren't worried about what other people thought. Day 21-30. Putting Stoicism to use in everyday life. Look into how the Stoic theory can be used in different areas of life, such as making decisions, relationships, and work. Talk about useful ways to stick to Stoic ideas when life gets hard and there are lots of distractions. You should think about how you changed and grew during the 30-day trip. In conclusion, important lessons learned, and continuing the journey, write a short summary of the most important things you learned from the 30-day Stoicism challenge. Stress how important it is to keep things in perspective and focus on your own ideals. Encourage people to learn more about Stoicism after the 30 days are over, pointing out how it is still relevant in today's world. Talk about your goals to keep practicing Stoic ideas and using them in your daily life.